My alarm radio blared. Face down on my pillow, I reached over and pressed the snooze button, but nothing happened. Some pop music by some new singer I didn't recognize screeched in my ear. I continued to push down on the snooze, harder this time. Then it hit me. I'd used up my 4 snoozes. Oh, come on, I groaned as I turned over and stared at the clock. 7:45 a.m. bleeped on the digital screen. Shit. I was going to be late for work. Yet again. Getting up for work every morning was a 45-minute ordeal consisting of multiple snoozes on my alarm clock and several acrobatic attempts to roll out of bed without actually falling off and cracking my head open. I'd been catching Z's with a ripped net and barely slept the last few nights. It was a miracle I ever made it to work at all. Plus, I might as well be stepping onto the set of a horror movie instead of a dance studio. Every day was a new torture scenario specifically crafted for me by my boss, aka Satan, aka personal tormentor, aka Rebecca, the artistic director at the Rebecca Fitzgerald Dance Company where I worked. She and her minion, Alexei Voronov, the resident choreographer, schemed daily to make my life a living hell. Every night, I'd lay in bed, my left eye twitching while my mind tried to shut down, unable to get the day's shenanigans out of my head, haunted with thoughts about going back the next day. Last night hadn't been any different. I took a deep breath, praying no new dancers had been fired from the company and I wouldn't have to scramble to keep the whole performance from ripping at the seams. After shutting off the alarm and realizing I'd have to ditch my shower, I ran to the bathroom and brushed my teeth, then put my chestnut hair up in a ponytail, attempting to spray down the stubborn strands sticking out in all different directions. It didn't work too well. Whatever. It would have to do. I went to my closet and yanked out the only blouse not needing to be ironed, and stuffed my petite self into my last clean black skirt before grabbing my headphones and tote and heading out the door. Black pumps beating fast against the concrete, I hustled down West 49th Street toward Rockefeller Center. Gracefully bobbing and weaving through the morning masses in a choreographed dance, I slithered through the amplified horde of morning commuters, racing against the clock, and knowing only divine intervention was going to get me to work on time. My feet burned from the long city blocks I'd trekked in heels, but I'd rather have throbbing sores on my toes than get mushed between strangers in an underground sardine can. My heart kept pace with my feet, making me damp with sweat. Instrumental music chimed in my ears, blissfully drowning out the cacophony of indistinct chatter, honking horns, and hasty traffic vibrating off the streets. You'd think after living in the city for so many years I would be used to the symphony of New York City's lively sounds. Oh well, I guess you could never take the Jersey girl out of me. Le Café au Lait, my favorite French bakery and everyday morning stop, was in the complete opposite direction of the dance company. But regardless of the hailstorm waiting for me, nothing would keep me from getting my AM fix. Not to mention if I showed up without my boss's latte, the fire-breathing dragon would definitely charm my body and feast on me for breakfast. Just one more block. I jacked up my stride and hurried past the herd of suits, then dodged, slamming into a delivery guy who was carrying boxes. As he teetered on one foot, he called out after me in brightly colored words. I shrugged in a half-hearted apology and kept rushing toward the cafe. Yes, I hissed with a smile, as I finally reached the bakery's doors and pulled on the handle. The door didn't budge. What? I peeked inside. The glass windows and doors were covered in construction-grade paper. The words, "Closed for renovations," blazoned across the checkered patterns. I reached up and yanked out my earphones, leaving the concerto of the morning chaos free to assail my ears. Crap! The closed for renovation signs mocked me. Unamused, I rubbed the butt of my palm on my temple. My barista warned me the day before they'd be closed for a few days. I'd completely forgotten about their plan to revamp the interior. Catching my breath and holding my right rib in pain, the soles of my feet burned while I absorbed what happened.
to keep listening to this audiobook. I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.